GH will be back Monday.
But for now, give us the fall frenzy.
The following is a presentation of ESPN on ABC.
The Fall Frenzy. 16 teams across 4 rounds.
This particular format leaves everybody more vulnerable.
When you have that idea that you have to win every day, that gets you ready for a playoff situation.
Talk about excitement. 16 teams length their life right off the bat.
You will have a postseason to remember. An unprecedented regular season has given way to an unprecedented postseason. Welcome to the 2020 Wild Card Series presented by Hankook Tire. There were many who doubted we would ever complete the regular season, let alone play a postseason. And now on the horizon, a World Series title. We start with a very unique format, a best-of-3 Wild Card Series featuring all 16 playoff teams, including 8 in the American League. We start with the Astros and the Twins. A little later, the White Sox and A's get underway in Oakland. The Yankees and Indians at 7 Eastern time on ESPN with a pitching showdown between Garrett Cole and the likely Cy Young winner, Shane Bieber. Never before have we done this. We have Tim Kirchin here in the studio, Eduardo Perez. 16 teams, including the Twins, who have lost 16 consecutive playoff games. We'll start with the Astros, guys. This is a Houston Astro team that has gotten very familiar with the postseason. We saw them win the World Series in 2017, and then, of course, the cheating scandal. And it all broke loose in 2020 when they lost several and are playing under the cloud of this cheating scandal.
Right, the Astros have been to the League Championship Series 3 years in a row, but this is a completely different team. They're under 500 this year. No Justin Verlander and obviously no Garrett Cole, and their offense isn't even close to what it was last year. Plus, they've played the season under that cloud of the cheating scandal. In some ways, Ravi, it's surprising they even made the playoffs.
One of 2 teams with an under 500 record that got here, and the individuals have led to those numbers on your screen, which is why the offense has been down in 2020. Look, Minnesota was La Bamba last year, Eduardo Perez. They blasted over 300 home runs. This year, they're not so reliant on the homer. They brought in Josh Donaldson, and he is not on this wild card roster. That's a big blow. How do they make up for his absence?
Well, they keep going to Nelson Cruz. He's been the leader of this team on and off the field. And again, they call him the boomstick, and there's a reason. You pitch him away, he'll hit it to right field over the fence. You pitch him inside, he has the ability of bringing his hands in and hitting it over 420 feet. And also, you pitch him up the middle, guess what? He's going to take you up the middle, and the numbers do not lie. You see right there what he has been able to do this season. Nelson Cruz's OPS way at the top. He continues to slug even at the age of 40. And then you look at what this team can do as far as home runs. Look at that. Buxton, Rosario, and Sano, homegrown talent. Already 13 home runs along with 16 from Nelson Cruz.
And just think, they had Donaldson, but a calf injury reared its ugly head, and he is not on the wild card roster. So Zach Greinke doesn't have to worry about him. The Astros offense does have to worry about Kenta Maeda, who likely is a top 3 Cy Young guy this season. We are looking forward to first pitch as we remind everyone the Wild Card Series is presented by Hankook Tire. Never halfway. Back with Tim Kirchin and Eduardo Perez after this message and a word from our ABC stations. About 58 degrees, and as Rocco Baldelli said, about a week ago it started to get chilly, and that means postseason baseball is upon us, and it is as we begin the first of 3 games on ESPN today. T-Mobile is your ticket to the game. Let's dig into today's key game insights for the fans at home. The Astros have been terrible on the road this year, 9-23. Ironically, they have the second best home record behind the Twins, but they don't get any games at home.
It's the worst road record ever by a playoff team.
The Twins' best since the 75 Reds. Eduardo, you know a little thing or two about the 75 Reds.
I know a little thing about the 75 Reds, and I know a lot also about the 2013 Astros, who lost 111 games.
Here are the Astros starting lineup, and Springer's been really good this year. So many of the other guys, including the man you're looking at right there, Alex Bregman, who bat cleanup today, struggling. Brantley with the bat in his hand, consistent, but a .240 batting average is their worst since 2013. The question is going to be for Houston, can they turn the page now that it's the second season and reignite some of those flames that burned so brightly the last 4 years? They're going to have to do it against a guy who's been so good, Tim.
Ravi, he's faced 248 batters this year and retired 200 of them. He is in the top 3 of the AL Cy Young. He had the 3rd lowest whip this year, 60 or more innings of any starting pitcher ever. That's how good this guy's been. They have needed an ace for years. He has pitched like an ace this year.
32 years young, from Japan, his 5th year in the majors. He, of course, was with the Dodgers and a starter for most of that, except when they got to the postseason. Then he was used out of the bullpen more often. In fact, 21 of his 24 appearances with the Dodgers in the postseason were in relief. But now he's a starter, and he's the stud that the Twins, their big question, do they have Eduardo the ace to get them to the next step and not lose a postseason game, let alone a series?
Yeah, and that's going to be the big question. But the Houston Astros have experience facing Kenta Maeda. The difference is Kenta Maeda has been able to evolve with the Minnesota Twins. Starting to throw a lot more off-speed pitches, uses that changeup and slider and the fastball to all quadrants. But the changeup slider is going to be his money pitch, especially in hitters' counts.
George Springer leads things off for the Astros. And the 2020 postseason is underway with a first pitch strike from Kenta Maeda.